to any place that is important, please, that is my first sharing. Don't sit down yet. If you look at the altar, I will tell you a secret. Intelligence wearies the poor. Let me say it. I say intelligence. That is what is called high thinking. High thinking wearies the poor. So, and not only to wearies them, it hurts them. So they don't like things that are complicated. Let me say it again. I said high knowledge wearies the poor. The spirit of poverty is the angel of darkness. So all who are poor are wearied. Anytime there is need for the way they think to change, for the way they think to do what? They get wearied. And that is why they are poor. Now, they are poor because they like things that are straight. Now, things that are straight are for everybody. So it doesn't make anybody rich. And they are wearied by things. Why they are poor is they don't have ability to buy into new ideas. You see, because the new ideas fight with their original ideas. So when God wants to change their life, He will try to make them buy into something they've been thinking that kept them down. Because they don't have capacity. They are dark and low because they don't have capacity to absorb change. They prefer to stay the way they are. And that is why they do gossip. Why poor people gossip is because they don't have ability to look at something very deeply. There are two things they lack. There are two things because of when you hear poverty, you're talking about mental laziness. Now, when there is mental laziness, people lack ability to think something very deeply. So, the foolishness of their mentality empowers them to judge something they see immediately instead of thinking deeper. So they gossip. Was I able to help you? As instead of thinking deeper into something, because they don't have capacity to think something deeper. Whatever they don't understand and they see, they keep talking about it. Even when that thing they are trying to talk about mean more. I say even when it means more. They don't have capacity to see the more because of their mental laziness. And because of that mental laziness, they are choked up with lack. When you hear a poor man, you're talking about somebody who is either wounded by darkness or destroyed by darkness. Somebody who is a poor man is somebody who is wounded, either is deeply wounded by darkness or is already destroyed. So he doesn't have mental capacity. He doesn't have mental capacity to use his mind. Or when she sees something that we like make her mind indulge into thinking. Listen, there is something I want you to know. You don't need to know it on your own, but hear me. All the men that are rich are made rich by things ordinary people don't understand. Let me say again. All the people who are made rich, are made great by knowledge that is not on the surface. Now, why they are made rich is because that particular knowledge is not on the surface, and because they are encumbered in their worried mentality. They don't have ability to follow anything deep because they are conquered by witchcraft. And if they remain at that level, if they remain at that level, God cannot help them because they need to be deepened. God is not in the shallow places, He's in the deep. And then somebody who is wounded cannot get into the deep. And that is why they are found more. That is why the church is full of poor people. That is why the church is full of depraved people. The church is full of poor people because there is a way they present it. A young man says, "Excuse me, can you come?" The moment that the young man invites you to come, the next thing that comes into your mind, you're not even get close to him, is that maybe he's trying to chase you. And maybe you're a young girl. That's a ruined mind. The mind is ruined. Even if it's correct, that should not be the first approach. That should not be the first thing. You should be able to allow your mind to be bare. You should be intelligent enough to allow your mind to be bare. A young girl once told me that she went to a church and the man of God called her and was trying to touch her. I said, say again. I said, the man of God called her and was. I said, what do you say? She said, trying. I said, I didn't know you're so idiotic. How does trying to touch look like? What do you mean by trying? How does it look like? I told her, I said, describe to me trying. What do you mean by trying? You didn't even say he touched you. You used the word trying. Then I said to her, I said, because you are wounded inside the church. I said, this type of man you're talking about is a city man and you're a street person. I said, for instance, this your body worth how much? For that type of man. I said, the person you're talking about and your body, where do two of them meet? Your body is 1.5. And you're talking about a city name. This person can buy 500 of you. Now, why I brought it is because of the way how far the church has been wounded mentally. People look at stay there at the mind and they suspect themselves, and they are bothered with things they are not sure of. I told someone, I said, even if you have to suspect, don't live on suspect. Don't think suspect. It's not everything you suspect that is right. Excuse me. Why I don't do prophecy? Because I hate dark speeches. I don't want to deal with something I'm not sure of. I don't want to say that something that's supposed to be white is milk color. Because I couldn't see it clearly. Now, I would like you to hear. It is part of prosperity on earth to be able to look at something deeper than the way it appears. Because there are so many things that appear the way they are not at the surface. Now, what about when you meet something that appears the way it is not? Can you be able to look deeper into that and see exactly the way that thing is through patience? Now, it makes a demand of soundness. It is not possible for God to set an important seat in a path that is not crooked. Let me say it again. I say it is not possible. Please, if you're looking at me, if you want to be rich and your heart has not studied deep, you are still far away from money. Money that can touch nations must not be kept at the surface. And it's not meant for little hearts. If you're looking at me, since how many years have you trained your mind to keep secrets? How many years have you done it? And what do you know? Or you want to stay here without it? You want to talk everything you see? The place where God is found is in the deep oil. So I said, there is no straight road to any place that is important. Some of us that are looking at me, listen, your immediate past, maybe your parents, maybe it's like mine. Your immediate past didn't train your mind on how to keep secret. But you should start a generation of a people. A generation of a people that should build a future on something that is not on the surface. Something that you should get very deep into it to get it. That's what I mean by something that is not on the surface. Now, please, I would like you to hear. When you meet a woman, a man that is not on the surface, you will know. How can a woman that is not on the surface lack what she needs? There is a way you will train your eyes. Your eyes will start seeing. If you make up your mind that the eyes will not look at so many directions. Now, whatever your eyes is set to see eventually will appear clear to you. But if your eyes is trained to look at so many places in a short while, your eyes will find it difficult to see anything clearly. So is the path. I don't know whether I've said anything to anybody. Huh? Have I said anything to anybody? Can I get Biro? Can I get your Biro? Thank you. Thank you. Now, there is something I want to share too before you sit down on. There are so many values that cannot be separated from themselves. There are so many. I'm here. Please, I don't intend shouting because I'm already doing healing. I said there are so many values that cannot be separated from themselves. That means when you get one, the other will connect to you. Let me say again. I said there are so many values that cannot be separated from themselves. That means when you get one, the other will connect to you. Now, for instance, when you say, I can't die, that is, when you say, I can't die, that is, you're saying that you're immortal. When you say you can't die, you're saying you are immortal. Now, but I can't die is explaining immortality from the negative. It makes it low. Let me say again. I said, if you say you can't die, it's almost the same thing with I am immortal, but not actually the same thing. I said, when you say I can't die, when you say you cannot die, you have not you have not said much, because you have not it's like somebody talking from the valley, that maybe it's like something is pursuing you and you made a statement. It doesn't necessarily means you're immortal. So somebody who is trying to interpret immortality from I can't die is trying to declare immortality from the negative side. That is different from saying I am immortal. But two of them can be said to mean the same thing. But the other one is introducing from the positive, and the other one is introducing from the negative. And then when you say you are immortal, the Bible said in 1 Timothy chapter 6, 15 and 16, it means you are King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Because there are many values that cannot be separated from themselves. That's why the Bible said only potentate, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and